Hello everyone, we are now going to go over the peripheral blood flow cytometry from a 43-year-old man with atypical lymphocytosis. So to begin with, let's start with CD45 versus site scatter. And this is a peripheral blood specimen, so you expect to see a mixture of cells. We have a majority of the cells, like 50% of the cells in the lymphocyte gate. For a 43-year-old man, this is a lot of lymphocytes. And these have bright CD45 expression and low site scatter. We have a small number of cells at the monocyte gate, and we have a lot of cells in the granulocyte gate, which is normal. This is 44%, and these have high site scatter and dimmer CD45 than monocytes and lymphocytes. We have essentially nothing in the blast gate. Now let's follow through the lymphocytes, and here 20 versus CD10, we see that majority of the cells, lymphocytes, are B cells. Usually the majority of the cells that we see in the peripheral blood, the big chunk is T cells, although there are a good number of B cells in the peripheral blood, but this is way too more than normal. And these B cells do not express CD10, they do not express CD34. In kappa versus lambda plot, we see that these are kappa restricted. There is nothing in lambda. And again, here kappa versus lambda, you see that these are kappa restricted, and they do not express the Harrison marker CD103. They are negative for CD38. So we just see some T cells in the background here, but so far in this tube, we just see a CD10 negative kappa restricted B cell population. Again, here in tube 2, we see that these lymphocytes, here the B cells are painted maroon, and the T cells which are CD5 positive are here painted blue. They are negative for CD19, and we see some cells here which are probably NK cells, and our B cells are negative for CD5. They express partial 23, that is partial 23 in the background of CD5 positivity means something, but now it does not really have much meaning. And these are positive for FMC7, they're negative for CD200, and they are all kappa restricted again here. So in this tube, we find that these are 5 negative. And when we see something like this that is having bright 20 and it is negative for CD5 and 10, some lymphomas like hairy cell leukemias also come into differential diagnosis, but hairy cell leukemias usually are CD103 positive, and here it is negative, so we are not considering that here. Hairy cell leukemias are also usually CD200 positive, and you'll see a monocytopenia in hairy cell leukemias. So this is just a CD5 negative, 10 negative B cell lymphoma. That's all you can say here. And the differential diagnosis would include a marginal zone B cell lymphoma, or a lymphoplasmacytic lymphoma with just mostly lymphocytes. If there are just scant plasma cells, it cannot be picked up by flow, and it could be a splenic marginal zone lymphoma, or it could be a prolymphocytic leukemia lymphoma. So all these are differential diagnoses. So again, these are diagnoses made in the tissue. For the flow cytometry purpose, the top line would be CD5 negative, CD10 negative B cell lymphoma. And we can discuss the differential diagnosis in the comments. The final diagnosis on this case turned out to be marginal zone lymphoma. Very rarely, marginal zone lymphoma will also have circulating neoplastic cells in the peripheral blood. It is interesting that we could pick them up here in the peripheral blood first, but that can happen. So this is a marginal zone lymphoma, which we will call it as CD5 negative, CD10 negative B cell lymphoma. Thank you.